for that, but the fact that Showtime is picking up another great middleweight championship is just going to make for another great show. Whoever wins this fight can get that. Obviously, whoever can win this victory can have a great matchup against the winner of Saunders and Lee.
Thank you. Good luck on Friday.
In my opinion, I believe Lee would win that fight. I think he has more experience. I think he's the stronger of the two, and both are southpaw, so it's really to me, in my opinion, I don't think anyone has the edge, because if you're southpaw versus orthodox, you have more of an edge. I think Andy's the longer fighter, so he'll be able to get his jab off a little bit more, and Saunders might have to find a way to get inside, but he has fast hands, and he's also talented, so it's just going to be a great matchup. I'm looking forward to it.
Danny, after you win this fight, you're talking about the mandatory, but the name that comes up when you're talking middleweight, Triple G.
Right.
You see that down the line?
Of course. I mean, I don't come into this sport to duck and dodge no one. He's not someone who I fear. He's not someone who I look at as me one to avoid. Obviously, when you're dealing with a sport like this, you obviously want to make sure you have the finances where it needs to be in order for it to be such a big fight. And that's all I'm worried about. I'm just making sure that I get in there and get compensated correctly. Not that I'm saying, oh, let's wait 10 fights so I can get, this under my belt or that on my belt. No, I just want to make sure that it's, it's right for me. And I have one of the best advisors in the game, and he always advises us to make sure that we have, the most reward for all the risks that we're going inside the ring for.
Danny, being that you don't have a specific network per se,
right.
There's a change in the guard at HBO.
Right.
Before, Quillin had said, it'd be something had to be joint. But being that the doors might be open now, you foresee yourself maybe down the line, HBO, Danny Jacobs versus Gennady Golovkin, being that there's a new guy over there.
Yeah, absolutely. I see that happening. I just don't know how easy it would be to make. I mean, that's like my field, to really be in there doing negotiation. I have a team for that. But I think they're going to reach a deadline where it's like, or a dead end where it's like, okay, who do we fight now, and vice versa. The fans are deserving these matchups, and I'm a fan of the sport. I want to be in there with these top guys. That's why I called out to Peter Quilin, and after this, I want to be able to step in there with a bigger and better opposition. So, the opportunity is there. It's just making sure that it happens, and it happens sooner than later.
Maybe like a year and a half ago or so, in relation to the Triple G fight, you were honest. You said, right now, that's a fight for me later down the line. I might not really be ready for that quite yet. How much closer do you feel you are now to being ready for it?
Well, I think it was more so, at that particular point, it was more so about getting the 12 rounds in. I've never fought a solid 12-round fight until I fought Caleb Truex, and not knowing how this fight is going to go, but if I could get another 12 rounds in the bank, that's really where it boils down to, about that experience, not me gaining more skill, because I feel like I have the skill to be able to be the best out there. It's more so about getting the experience of fighting 12 rounds and fighting at an elite level for 12 rounds.
You feel this fight's going to go 12 rounds?
A lot of people say it's not, but you never know how a fight is going to go. You can expect an all-out war, but you can probably get a boxing match where, I'm moving and slipping and dodging and punching and scoring points. You never know, and vice versa. Even though I don't believe you can outbox me, but you just never know how a fight is going to go. But we're prepared for the best Peter Quilin, whether that's him coming forward, him going backwards, him going side to side. We're going to do what we have to do to get the victory.
Is there a comfort zone for you that the fight is in Barclays Center? You're from Brooklyn. He's not. Is there a comfort zone, a home field advantage?
It's going to go your way, son. That's the way it's going. That's the way, all right?
All right.
Is there a comfort zone?
Is there a comfort zone me fighting at the Barclays Center? Yeah, it's a comfort zone because I have my family and friends and fans there cheering me on. But it's also a comfort to know that he'll have his people cheering too. And that's extra motivation to know that, technically in my backyard there's people rooting for me to lose. And that's motivation because, I'm the champion, but in that regards I'm still the underdog, because people want to see me lose. So I have to overcome. But I don't really pay into the fans. If I hear people cheering for me, it's going to serve motivation, but I still have to be smart inside the ring. I can't have the fans dictate my performance inside the ring.
Deviate from what you want to do.
Exactly.